Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here with your daily briefing, digging into the really critical AI news.
That's right. We've sifted through tech updates, financial news, academic papers, government actions.
All focusing on AI. And our goal, as always, is to pull out the most important developments for you, the real signal.
Exactly. And today, there's quite a mix. We're seeing big strides in tech, but also some real-world growing pains and governance discussions picking up steam.
Okay, let's jump right into the business side. First up, Domino Data Lab released their 2025 Revelat report. It seems safe AI adoption is speeding up.
It is, but there's a catch. The report highlights that actually demonstrating measurable ROI, that's still proving challenging for many.
So companies are getting the tools, but making them directly impact the bottom line isn't straightforward yet.
Precisely. It suggests maybe the focus needs to shift a bit, not just having AI, but really integrating it strategically, linking it to clear business goals, better collaboration needed, perhaps.
Then you have a more radical take from Ed Newton-Rex, from fairly trained in Stanford.
Yes, his comments on Silicon Valley's ambition.
Right. He hinted at this potential drive to, replace all human labor eventually with AI.
Yeah.
Capturing all those salaries, that's quite a vision.
It's a massive ambition. And it forces you to think about the economic consequences, doesn't it? How would our systems even cope with that kind of shift?
Definitely something to mull over. But bringing it back to the present, Tim Cook at Apple has a different view.
Right. Cook sees AI as a driver now, boosting efficiency, responsiveness, personalization, tangible benefits today.
So it's AI enhancing current operations versus that longer-term, more disruptive vision.
Exactly. Cook's perspective is about the integrations happening already, making things better right now, two very different time frames we're talking about.
Okay, but then there's a bit of a reality check. Klarna, the buy now, pay later folks.
Oh, yeah. What's the latest there?
Reports say they're actually rehiring humans. Seems the AI replacements led to lower quality output, particularly in customer service.
That's fascinating. It really underlines the limits, doesn't it? Current AI, even advanced models, can struggle with that nuance, the judgment needed in certain interactions.
The human touch still matters, it seems.
In some areas, absolutely. Efficiency is one thing, but quality and customer satisfaction, that's another.
And education is feeling the pinch, too. Look at Chegg.
The student support service. Big news there.
Yeah, laying off 22% of their staff. Subscriptions apparently dropped 31%, and it's linked directly to students turning to tools like ChatGPT instead.
Wow. That really shows the disruptive power of these accessible AI tools. Established businesses are being forced to react, and fast.
It's a rapid shift. On the flip side, though, Stash, the financial guidance service, they just raised $146 million.
Okay, so significant investment there for AI integration.
Exactly. And their Money Coach AI. It's already had over 2.2 million user interactions. So there's clearly an appetite for AI-driven advice in finance.
That makes sense. Stash's success shows AI's potential for personalized, accessible services. If users trust it, investment follows.
And one last thing on the business front. A pretty bold prediction.
Oh, go on.
Spreadsheets. Mostly gone by 2027. Replaced by AI is the main tool for business reporting.
2027. That's soon. AI can definitely automate analysis and reporting in ways spreadsheets can't, extracting insights faster, but completely obsolete. I'm a little skeptical about that time frame. It's a deeply embedded tool.
Fair enough. It's a strong prediction, though.
Okay,
let's shift gears to the underlying tech. OpenAI just released the GPT 4.1 family.
right. Enhanced performance. And the big headline there is the context window, isn't it?
Up to 1 million tokens. That's a huge amount of short-term memory for the AI. Allows for much deeper analysis of longer documents.
It's a significant step. Processing complex, extensive information becomes much more feasible. That could lead to much richer outputs across many tasks.
And DeepSeek released Prover V2, an open-source model focused on formal math proofs.
And Lean 4, yeah. That's impressive. Tackling highly specialized, logic-heavy domains like formal mathematics really shows how sophisticated these models are becoming.
It requires serious reasoning ability. Meanwhile, Google's Gemma models, they've passed 150 million downloads.
And over 70,000 variants on Hugging Face. It just shows the incredible uptake and the collaborative spirit in the AI community. People are really running with these models.
Absolutely. Then there's Prime Intellect with Intellect 2, a 32 billion parameter reasoning model.
And trained using distributed asynchronous reinforcement learning, right, across community GPUs.
That's the one.
Yeah.
It's an interesting approach, could potentially make training large models more accessible.
Yeah, that distributed method offers flexibility, scalability, could lower the barrier to entry for developing these big models.
NVIDIA's been busy too. They introduced audio SES.
The unified diffusion framework for audio, synthesis, source separation, all without specialized data sets.
Sounds very versatile for audio work.
It could be a big deal for audio AI, a single framework for multiple tasks. Without needing very specific data, that simplifies things a lot, could lead to more adaptable audio tools.
Lighten AI also has a new release. GTE Modern Colbert V1.
For scalable semantic search in long documents claiming top performance.
Searching through massive amounts of text efficiently is becoming critical, isn't it?
Absolutely. And focusing on semantic understanding at the token level, like this model aims to do, could really improve search relevance, especially for complex, lengthy material.
In Tencent, they unveiled Primitive Anything, an AI for reconstructing 3D shapes.
Using autoregressive primitive generation, basically breaking down complex shapes into simpler building blocks. Big implications for computer graphics, maybe robotics, too.
Understanding the physical world better.
Precisely. And related to understanding models, we saw that generative AI model map circulating.
Right, differentiating between explicit and implicit density models.
Yeah, explicit is like meticulously calculating probabilities, drawing every detail. Implicit is more like learning an overall style and generating samples that fit without knowing the exact probability of each one. Tractable versus approximate density.
Useful classification for researchers, then, knowing which tool fits the job.
Definitely. And finally, on the model front, there's this ongoing discussion. Are we moving past transformers?
Towards state space models, like Mamba.
Potentially. The field is always exploring alternatives. SSMs like Mamba might offer advantages, especially in efficiency or handling really long sequences. It's an active research area worth watching.
Okay, let's talk applications. Robotics is a big one. Machine learning is really boosting autonomous navigation.
Through data-driven methods, yeah. Computer vision, reinforcement learning, sensor fusion. It's making robots much smarter and more adaptable, crucial for manufacturing, logistics.
Especially thinking about safety. You mentioned the U.S. workplace safety violations, over 22,000 in 2022.
Exactly. Smarter robots could significantly improve safety and productivity in those environments. But it hinges on good training.
Right. Clean, well-labeled data and simulation environments seem key too.
Absolutely critical. The quality of the AI really depends on the quality and diversity of its training data. Simulations offer a safe space to generate that data and test behaviors.
Moving to healthcare. AI is being looked at to optimize electronic health record systems, EHRs.
The bane of many physicians' existence. The idea is to streamline workflows, make them less clunky, hopefully reduce burnout.
Sounds promising. AI could automate routine tasks, offer smarter support.
Let doctors focus more on patients, less on administrative burden. That's the hope.
And Moderna, the biotech company, they're integrating AI across the board. Research, product development, even regulatory stuff.
But they're emphasizing that human insight remains central. It's that blend, again, AI power guided by human expertise.
Especially crucial in something like drug development.
Absolutely. AI accelerates, boosts efficiency, but humans guide, validate, ensure responsibility.
How about financial services? What's the focus there?
A lot of focus on safety for customer-facing AI, tackling risks like prompt injection, modeled jailbreaking, while still keeping a good user experience.
It's a balancing act. We mentioned Stash's Money Coach earlier as an example.
Exactly. And you're even seeing insurers, like at Lloyd's, launching specific policies for AI chatbot errors. The risks are becoming tangible enough to insure against.
Interesting. And in logistics?
AI can really help with resilience, using AI analytics to optimize routes, predict disruptions, manage driver incentives, navigating those complex supply chains.
Using data to stay ahead. And education, back to that. We saw Chegg's situation. AI seems to be exposing flaws in traditional methods.
It really is. It's forcing a rethink. The need for adaptation is urgent. Focus shifts towards skills. AI can't easily replicate critical thinking, complex problem solving.
Preparing students for a future where AI is ubiquitous. Okay, let's pivot to governance, ethics, regulation. Lots happening there too.
Definitely. In the UK, the House of Lords is pushing back on the government's AI plans.
Specifically supporting an amendment about copyrighted training data, right? Demanding transparency.
Yes, requiring AI companies to reveal copyrighted material used. It's a major point of tension innovation versus creators' rights. Transparency could really shake up model development.
Meanwhile, in the U.S., there were reports about the Trump administration firing the head of the U.S. Copyright Office.
After a report came out that was perhaps not favorable to a broad interpretation of fair use for AI training data,
Suggests a real conflict there between policy goals and copyright protection.
it highlights the huge political and economic stakes involved in setting these boundaries for AI.
And the U.S. Copyright Office itself stated its view that fair use generally doesn't cover training AI on, quote, vast troves of copyrighted works.
That's a significant interpretation. It could pose major legal challenges for AI companies and definitely raises questions about licensing.
Also in the U.S., reports that Republicans were trying to slip a ban on AI regulation into a budget bill.
Yeah, an attempt to limit government oversight reflects that ongoing debate. How much intervention is appropriate? Minimize barriers versus ensuring safeguards.
On a more collaborative note, internationally, 100 leading AI scientists got together.
The Singapore Consensus, yes, mapping a route towards more trustworthy, reliable, secure AI, a global push for responsible development guidelines.
Which ties into data governance and security. Databricks Ventures investing in Theum suggests this is a hot area.
It has to be. As AI handles more sensitive data, robust governance and security become absolutely essential for trust.
And nation-states are making big moves. Saudi Arabia launched Humane.
A multi-billion-dollar AI company, chaired by the Crown Prince himself, a serious statement of intent to be a major AI player. And that U.S.-Saudi investment forum shows strong international interest.
And Abu Dhabi aiming to be the world's first AI government.
Actively deploying AI, reshaping governance itself, that's a bold experiment in integrating AI at the state level.
Fascinating stuff. Let's clarify some key concepts now. AI agents, lots of buzz, but what are they exactly?
Well, that's the thing. Even VCs admit the definition is still fuzzy. It's an early-stage concept, the idea of autonomous AI systems acting on our behalf.
But Stanford research suggests they can improve by learning from past successes.
That makes sense, aligns with reinforcement learning, reflecting on what worked. It's a promising path for making them more capable.
Still, Canva chose something called MCP Server over agents for their app developers. So it's not the only game in town for AI integration.
Right. Different tools for different jobs. The best approach depends on the specific need, the level of autonomy required.
Okay, what about fine-tuning NLP models? We've moved beyond older methods like Word2Vec.
Oh, yes. We're deep into contextual AI now. Transformers like BERT, GPT, Llama, Mistral. They understand words based on the surrounding text. Fine-tuning then adapts these powerful models to specific tasks or data sets.
Like that example of fine-tuning Gemma 3 on historical Marathi texts using Unsloth and Lightning AI.
Exactly. Shows AI can be used for really niche, culturally important tasks, analyzing heritage texts, potentially preserving languages.
And there's a new protocol, AGUI.
AG User Interaction Protocol, trying to standardize how these AI agents connect to front-end apps, make integration smoother, more consistent.
Standardization could help that nascent field mature. And NVIDIA's tools are evolving too. Warp is open source now.
Yep, Warp is open source. NVIDIA NIM is on Azure AI Foundry for faster inference. And their NeMo framework supports Hugging Face models, all about making AI development faster, easier, more accessible.
Democratizing the tool.
That seems to be the goal, lowering barriers.
What about this effective state size, or ESS metric?
ESS. It's a way to quantify memory usage in sequence models, useful for optimizing them, making them more efficient. Understanding memory is key.
And reinforcement learning keeps popping up, used for real-time forecast recalibration. And Prime Intellect's model uses distributed RL.
RL is still incredibly important, especially for systems that learn through trial and error in dynamic situations. These applications show its ongoing relevance and the sophistication of modern RL techniques.
Got it. Let's talk about AI and data directly. ChatGPT can now connect to SharePoint.
Yes, allowing users to analyze their own company data right within ChatGPT. That makes AI-powered business insights much more accessible for not experts.
Bringing the power of LLMs to everyday business data. But then, SoundCloud might be training AI on user data.
That raises the usual very important questions, doesn't it? Data privacy, user consent, transparency about how user-generated content is used. Always a tricky area.
Definitely. And there's this idea of using LLMs to improve data quality itself, augmented data quality.
Yeah, AI helping refine the very data it learns from. Identifying inconsistencies, potential biases could lead to better, more reliable models down the line.
Sort of AI cleaning up after itself, or before itself, rather.
In a way, yes. And we're seeing data pipelines, ETL processes being rebuilt specifically for AI, sometimes with AI, like the Cocoa Index framework, more intelligent, automated data management.
And the concept of a feature store is getting attention, too.
Right, a centralized repository for the specific data features AI models need. Helps organize things, improves access, consistency, collaboration in AI projects.
Makes sense for managing complex AI workflows.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, let's touch on AI and human interaction. The AI therapist idea.
Yeah, the perspective that AI just can't replace genuine human connection, especially for mental health. It might mimic empathy, but it's not the same. Plus, data privacy concerns are huge there.
And the risk of overdependence.
Exactly. A tool, perhaps, but not a replacement for meaningful human interaction.
Then there's the prediction of manager nerds.
Huh. Yes. People skilled at managing fleets of AI agents, humans orchestrating AI workers, could be a future job category.
A new kind of management skill.
Mm.
And that slightly unsettling Blade Runner scenario, AI watching login attempts.
Asking for emotional proof of humanity for security. Yeah, it's a thought-provoking, maybe slightly dystopian idea about how deep AI integration could get, blurring lines.
Raises big questions about security, privacy, identity.
For sure.
So, wrapping up today's deep dive. We've seen rapid model progress, AI spreading into more sectors, ongoing debates about work and society, and that critical focus on governance and ethics.
Absolutely. It's dynamic, it's multifaceted, technological leaps forward, real-world impacts unfolding, and this continuous effort to build responsible frameworks around it all.
As AI weaves itself deeper into our lives, keeping up with these developments feels more crucial than ever. Thinking about everything we covered, what stands out most to you? What are the big questions this news cycle raises for you?